Very often, as we come from different backgrounds, we think that our new identity of being healer has nothing to do with our past life experiences, past work experiences. And, very often people try to separate like their corporate experience with healer experiences. And I always say, no, let's embrace all of that because that's also you. That's part of you because you went on that journey to learn something so you can help your clients. Let's embrace all of you, who you are, and all your skills and talents so you can serve your clients at a different level. And who you are and how your life experience, your skills and talents are so unique to you, and they are your superpowers. People will connect with you, because of your story, your life experience, your gifts and talents, and how you teach them, how you talk to them. People will feel connected to that.
Welcome to the Daily Soul Bytes Show. I am your host, Bolaabimbola, frequency alchemist, energy practitioner, and intuitive life coach. Daily Soul Bytes is where we have guest authors, coaches, and entrepreneurs in the fields of spirituality, psychology, and leadership, sharing their insights for the expansion of collective consciousness. And today I have a very special guest all the way from Vienna, in Austria. Her name is Nina Maglic. Welcome to the show, Nina.
Thank you, Bola, for such a beautiful introduction. And everybody who is listening or watching, hello and welcome. I'm so excited you're here.
Thank you, Nina. And I'll read a bit about your bio before we start. Nina Maglic is an author, an international speaker, an energy healer, and the founder of Healing Millions. With 18 years in marketing and deep expertise in energy healing, she helps heart-led healers attract clients with less stress and build thriving soul-aligned businesses. Her signature, Illuminated Experience, blends strategy and energy work to create a ripple effect of peace, purpose, and prosperity across the world. Wow. I love that. Thank you, Nina. Can you give us a brief summary of how you got to this place? How did it all begin? And how have you come to this place where you are now really promoting a brand called Healing Millions? Give us a summary of how this all began.
Thank you so much for this question. Just a few years ago, I was working in marketing, doing marketing campaigns for Fortune 500 companies in Europe. And then I got really, really sick. I spent 18 months going to the doctors, doing all body scans, all blood tests, and nothing showed why I have a pain. I had the painful cramps. Every time when I had a cramp, I was paralyzed from 1 hour from that pain. I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. And there was one day at hospital, they told me it's going to take us years to find the root cause of your problem. And I cried. I said, I don't want to live like this one more day. This is not life. It must be a solution. Maybe you don't know the solution, but it must be a solution. I'm going to find it. And on my way home, I was in such a very desperate state, if I can call it like that. I reached out to an energy healer in LA, and in just 2 sessions, I became pain-free. And that changed my whole life. I said, I want to know what you know. I want to be able to help myself anytime I need it. I got into energy healing really just to learn how to help myself. But when people saw my transformation, they started reaching out to me to help them. And I did a lot of courses, or people from different courses started referring me to friends and family members. And without even realizing, I was booked weeks in advance. And there was a moment when I realized this is not a hobby anymore. This is a real business. And while I was building my healing business, I helped my fellow colleagues and friends build their businesses too. I shared my knowledge and expertise with them. They got results. And after 3 years of helping them without charging them anything, of course, they were my friends. I said, like, now it's time to start charging. If you know somebody who would be interested in this and marketing for their business, I would love to help. And that changed my whole life. And they started referring me friends and family members again, and it really took off. That was the brief journey.
Wow, I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Nina. Because I think really one of the things that we sometimes forget is the power of intention. And I love what you said about when the doctor or the practitioner said that it will take you so long to heal, you believe that it was not going to be that way. It did not necessarily have to be that way. And sometimes we don't have all the answers. But I've had that moments when I do not have all the answers, but I know that no, this is not the perspective I want to hold. And that is really what my book Daily Soul Bytes is also about. We're just talking about the different perspectives. There may be a perspective that you are holding or that you see that is a lower perspective, and it's not necessarily what you want to experience. And we have the power to choose a different perspective, a more fearless perspective. And I love that your story. Thanks for sharing that with us. Your story really demonstrates that in real life. And tell us, Nina, because I know you do a lot of work in marketing and supporting light workers and therapists, and I would love to know really how this became. I mean, you've mentioned that it kind of flowed naturally, where you found yourself actually supporting those who were close to you as to how to market and thrive, how to market their business. Because it's one thing to have a business, it's based on our passions. Another thing for us to know how to expand it and focus on it with ease and flow. So could you just give us, those who are watching this, who may be interested in expanding that soul purpose, expanding that passion, what would you say are some of the patterns that we can begin to release, so that we can begin to expand our businesses with a lot more ease based on our own soul purpose?
I love that question, and that's a really, really important question because let's be honest, 99% of healers didn't become a healer because we always knew what we were going to do. Like life put us on a completely different journey than what we planned. And we started this journey really to help ourselves. And most of the time, we just do this work because we love it, and we start sharing it with the world because it changed our lives and changed our family's life, and we want the world to see it. And while we do this work, very often we forget to pay attention to ourselves and come back to really the essence of who we are and start asking ourselves, what do we want? How we want our business to be? What would make me happy? Not what would make my neighbor happy, what would make my friend happy, what would make my mom happy, what would make me happy? Because I need to do this. Like, if I need to do this, like, what would make me happy? Who I want to work with, how I want to serve them. Because very often people forget they are the CEOs of their companies. That's a good news and bad news. Because if you're a CEO of your company, you can do whatever you want and you can design the business however you want. On the other side, if you mess up, you need to clean the mess. That's the one thing. And that's the first thing what we need to do. What do we want? And also, the next process is really embracing who we truly are. Because very often, as we come from different backgrounds, we think that our new identity of being healer has nothing to do with our past life experiences, past work experiences. And, very often people try to separate like their corporate experience with healer experiences. And I always say, no, let's embrace all of that because that's also you. That's part of you because you went on that journey to learn something so you can help your clients. Let's embrace all of you, who you are, and all your skills and talents so you can serve your clients at a different level. And who you are and how your life experience, your skills and talents are so unique to you, and they are your superpowers. People will connect with you, because of your story, your life experience, your gifts and talents, and how you teach them, how you talk to them. People will feel connected to that. And that's why it's so important that you embrace the whole you. Get clear on what you want, who you want to serve, and how you want to serve them. And the next step is really think about that. Think about if your clients start this healing journey, what would they need to do to get the most powerful results? And starts from there. Starts from the results and create an offer that takes people on the journey and gives them the best support and provides the best healing experience for them. Because let's be honest, like people who start this healing journey, they tried so many things before. Everybody wants to be happy. We want to be happy. Nobody wants to cry the whole day, like complain, be miserable. Nobody wants to live in pain and trauma. People want to be happy. The thing is, we were never taught how to deal with our emotions. People try to journal, people try to meditate, all emotions come up, and we have no clue how to deal with that. And that's really, really important, because that when you design your offer, you need to think about how can you support your clients on this journey so they can get the best transformation and best results. Because when people go through this journey, very often they have their own fears, their own doubts, their own limiting beliefs. On top of that, they have challenges with their friends, family members, co-workers. So how can you design the best healing journey for them so they can get the best results? And of course, the next step is really just to sell it. And so many healers are afraid of selling because, oh my God, there's something evil. I don't want to come across as pushy, icky, all kind of things. And the truth is, if you have a great offer that helps people design new life and create beautiful transformations for them and have amazing skills to help them, it is your responsibility to share it with the world. That's why you have amazing skills. That's why the universe gave you these amazing skills, because he believed in you. He believed in you that you can do it. That's why you have it. And it's your job to share it with the world. And selling is not bad, it's not evil, it's just helping your clients solve the biggest problems they're praying and hoping to get solved. They are actively looking for solutions to their pain. Nobody wants to live in pain and cry the whole day. People want to be happy. And if your offer can help them get there, it's a just beautiful match in the universe. And that's it. And marketing is just your tool to tell people what you do and how you can help them. And that's basically the whole process of really paying close attention to your clients and serving them at a much deeper level.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nina. Honestly, I want to break this down, really down, because it's so key. You know, it's about self-awareness, I think, that very first bit. And every step from understanding who we are to understanding the journey that we have had, the stepping stones, to also coming to understand what the offer is, what our offer is, what it is that our clients, our soul tribe will also resonate with, and then coming to promote, coming to sell. Each of those steps have a lot of resistance, limiting patterns attached to them. I'd love to go through this bit by bit. Because I know that you will know about the imposter syndrome, not being enough, not being able to get help, thinking that what I have to offer is not good enough, thinking that I am not enough. There's so many messages and conditionings that parts of us will hold. Even though we are empowered beings, there's a part of us that believes that this business, this passion, this drive that I have is worth it, it's fun, it's something that I can do. But there is another part of us that, and this is going along the internal family systems of Richard Schwartz. It's part of my work. In my work as a quantum Reiki practitioner, I support my clients to really integrate the different parts of them, the empowered self, and also those parts that feel like victims. We all have them at different levels. And I would love you to really give us a bit of a breakdown when we're starting this process that you've really shared with us. So I am not enough, or what do I want? A part of me knows what I want. I do want to have a business. I do want to share my healing skills, my competences, whatever modality it is we have, because there are so many different modalities. Whatever modality it is, we would have gained some competence, some training around it. But there's also a part of us that may be saying, I am not good enough to want this. I am not enough. What are the kinds of 2, 3 steps that you would support your clients to go through to really come to own who they truly, truly are in this regard? There are different parts of us, but that limiting part that is really gone through trauma. This is it. It's there. We all know some part of our trauma. Some of it is subconscious. But a lot of us know what we have gone through. We wore the shoes. We went through it. So how do we come to move beyond these parts and also give us some 2, 3 steps to begin to understand that offer? Because I know that what we're offering is what we have gone through, what we know best, that thing that we have hit our heads on the wall about a million times. That usually is something that we can come to own and not feel any shame about, not feel any guilt about, be more fearless about. So if you could give us, 1, 2, 3 steps around that, as well as the promotion and the selling, without feeling like, sometimes we don't want to sell, and there are limiting patterns around that as well. So I'd love you to kind of break this down for us, because I know you're an expert at this, and it would be good to hear your perspective.
Bola, I just love this question. And it's so important that we talk about this because, as you mentioned, as we build this business, a lot of fears, a lot of doubts, a lot of limiting beliefs come up. And I always love to say that being a business owner is the fastest self-development journey you will ever be on. Your fears are going to come up, your limiting beliefs, oh my God, everything is going to come up. And one of these fears, what you mentioned, and a lot of these, they're like imposter syndromes, what you mentioned is like, I'm not good enough. And I see that over and over again with healers, especially, like they are thinking, I need to have another healing course. I need to have another certificate. I need to do this. Then I will be good enough to help somebody. And that's for me just an excuse not to do this work. And there's a lot of fear behind that. Like I have fear of being seen, fear of being judged, fear of being exposed, what other people are going to say about me, what my former boss is going to say about me. There is so much going on in that moment. And I just want to say you don't need another certificate. Your clients do not care about your certificates. They care about results that you can provide for them. They care also about you, your story, your unique experience. They want to connect with you. They want to see if you're the right coach for them. And you need to share your story. You need to share your struggles and obstacles and how you overcame that, because it's so important. It's part of the story. Because when your potential clients are hearing your story, they think, if she can do, I can do it too. And that's so important, that we inspire people, that we give people hopes and dreams back. We went through this journey for a specific reason, especially as the light workers. Everything what we've been through is the gold. And it's here for us to help our clients now. So we need to start sharing our story. And the most important thing, I know it's so, and it was also scary for me. I have to be very honest. It was not an easy task for me to be seen and fully seen as a healer, because, as I mentioned to you, I was doing marketing campaigns for big names. And all of a sudden, I needed to announce on LinkedIn that I'm a healer now. Oh my God, it was really, really challenging for me. It took me 1 year to do that. I was completely anonymous on the internet doing energy healing work. Nobody knew what I was doing. I was hiding myself in my healer community, doing the work like undercover. Nobody knew what I'm doing. But one of my clients called me out and she said, how can you help other people overcome their fears when you have so much fear of being seen and exposed? And she was right. I needed to overcome my own fears and my own doubts. And it took me a while to post on social media, but when I did, I received positive comments from people all around the world. And there was one specific thing that happened that changed my whole life. I received the card from my former boss. She was my master thesis mentor. She was also dean at university. She wrote me a card and she said, it looks like you found your calling. What can you wish for more?" I cried. I cried like a little baby because I realized the only person standing in my way was me. If I want to build a business that is going to touch millions of hearts, I need to overcome my own fears, my own doubts, and work on my own limiting beliefs. And very often, when we have a fear, we try to protect ourselves from pain that we think we might experience it because somebody told us a story and we believed in that story.
Mm-hmm.
We need to let go of stories that do not serve us anymore. Now we are in our 30s, 40s, 60s, 70s, and we still believe the stories that we heard as a children. And we never question them. We need to start questioning everything what we learned and every single belief that we have. If one person can do it, you can do it too. It must be a solution for you. And I just want to give everybody advice because this is what helped me really start looking why I have this fear and why I have this, like, why I believe I will have a pain, and start asking myself, like, is this true? Because when I started building my healing business, I thought I don't want to be seen because I'm going to get so many clients. And I became a mom. And I had a little girl at home. And I didn't want to sacrifice my family time to build this business. I wanted to be mom. And when I start questioning that belief and I ask myself, okay, can I run this business as a mother? Can I design this business to serve my life and that works for me? The answer was yes. I can do whatever I want. I have the power to create my business around my life that serves me. And when it comes to selling, if you have a challenges of selling your healing services, I get it because I had it too. I spent like a lot of time giving free sessions. I gave more than 500 free sessions before I started charging anything because I was so scared to charge because I grew up with this belief you cannot charge for helping people. But if we start questioning that belief, and teachers also helping kids learn new things, but they are charging. Dentists help us repair a tooth, but he or she still charges us for that. Car mechanic help us repair our car, but it still charges us for that. So healing is profession as any other profession. We are helping people, but we spend a lot of years, a lot of time trying to master these things, techniques, and practicing and learning, and we save our clients a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of hard work by mastering this healing technique, and they can get results much faster than we did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really the power of it. People will pay to get results faster.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay to charge. And I want to share one story because it's very important for people who have a hard time charging for their healing services. When I first time took money for my healing services, I discussed 10 minutes on a call with my client, why should I take money? Mm-hmm. And she was trying to convince me, you need to take money, it's your time. And I said, like, no. And after 10 minutes, I decided I will take money, that's okay. But I decided to take that money and donate it fully to feed 100 kids in an orphanage. And that changed my whole life. Because when money is in good hands, we can do more good for this world. And now, because of I do what I do, I'm able to provide food, healthcare, and other things to people who are in need of that. Mm-hmm. I'm able to support kids, and thanks to this work, because otherwise I would not be able to do this. When we have resources, we can support more people who need us. Mm-hmm. And that's the beautiful ripple effect of everything. You help your clients, they help you, and we all help humanity.
That intention behind the work we're doing, the why, our why. And, I think this is so powerful because, that is really where it starts. Because sometimes we think it is our hard work that brings in the flow of abundance. But abundance has an energy about it, and it's a frequency that we're matching. And we can come to understand our own frequency because that why, that intention is coming from our higher self. That frequency of the why, it's usually selfless. It's very selfless. And when we connect to it, it matches the frequency of abundance. And that is what drives that experience in our physical reality as opposed to the hard work. So connecting to that why, that intention. And I know that when I started doing energy healing, it was because my son, who has complex health needs, really couldn't sleep at night. And I tried so many different modalities, and I couldn't really get something that would enable him to sleep more than 30 minutes an hour. It was exhausting. So actually having energy healing sent to him, distant energy healing sent to him, the impact that it had in his life, in my life, there was no going back. My heart opened up. And that intention to actually have this particular modality available, something I can do with such joy, such conviction to help others to come to that place of peace, come to that place of a higher frequency. There is really nothing that is more purposeful to me. And money follows that. It's the abundance. There's the energy of lack and the energy of abundance. And I would love you to, I want to break this down, Nina. Really talk about this heart opening, this intention, because when we are working from a heart focused place, we connect to the opportunities that will support us on that journey. I wondered if you could, talk about this. What, in your work, how do you enable your clients to open their hearts, to connect to the intention, their why? What will their client gain from this? What is your perspective on that?
Well, I love that question. Again, you're asking such amazing questions. I really, really love it because it's so important that we do the work we love. And that's why I said at the beginning, the most important thing what we need to do is really get clear what would make us happy and connect with that frequency and start doing it without attachment to the outcome. That's the most important thing. Start doing it because you love doing it. Money will follow. And as a part of my membership, whatever I have, like courses, programs, energy healing work is a vital part of every single program I have. I cannot help people with their businesses if they have so much fear. We need to go back and release the fear. We need to get and release all these stories about money and about business and what we can do, like all these things that we carry all around that are stopping us from having a business that we truly, truly want and desire. And that's why I always say to people, connect with things that really make you happy. And then embrace the whole identity because everything is you. Your past is you. Like what you went through, all these gifts. I mean, all these gifts from the past. There's also, these are the parts of you. That's why you got all these amazing gifts through the process of becoming who you are. Embracing the whole you and start doing things that you love. And then next step is the third step is really open your heart. The more you open your heart, the more magic you will experience. And I teach this in my program to really get the frequency inside of your heart and expand it and really think about your happy place and start smiling so you can really start expanding the energy into the world and sending love and blessings to everybody. And I notice when I do that, the more I expand my heart, the more I open my energy, the more miracles I experience. That's my process. This is what I experience myself.
Could you tell us why is selling so uncomfortable sometimes? I know that you've already touched on this as to how there are some things that we have been told about salesmen, about how we're trying to um, force someone to do something that they don't necessarily want to do. We've had the salesmen knock on our doors or stop us, along the journey to, along the way to say, would you like this? And they're trying to sell us the things that we don't necessarily want, So that gives us some kind of condition around what selling is. What are some of the limiting patterns that you have found that light workers have around selling, and how can we really push beyond and transcend this? It is natural. There are a lot of us, and I know I went through, my own trauma, and how, I couldn't start charging. It's very similar to you. I couldn't start charging, and I would give my services for free. And I think there was a client that I had who had told me she couldn't pay. Um, but initially, I didn't want payment. I felt honored to serve. And then a time came when I did want to be paid, and I'd ask for donations as opposed, and that's okay. Donations is not a negative thing. You can have donations. This is the theme we have come to explore. If we've come to explore donations, that is fine. But if you have come to sell and to make a good, comfortable life with your work, there is a time when you decide you do want to be paid. And I remember this client who said to me she didn't have any money, and I said, okay, if you don't have any money, that's fine. And then I heard that she had actually traveled with her family, and she did have money after all. And that was my wake up call, that I would definitely charge no matter what, because that is the work that I am doing, and I deserve. The parts of me that have different dreams, different desires, different experiences do deserve to be loved in a way that makes that experience, that life experience, more meaningful, more pleasurable, easier. So I had steps. I had steps in that journey, but I would love to know, what are the steps that those who are watching this, who have that degree of discomfort around selling or asking for money or even promotion or opening up, to the opportunities around, what would you say to support them?
Bola, you're just asking amazing questions because they're really, really so important that I think every single healer has a problem with selling. And it's about stories we're telling ourselves. Like my story was I cannot charge people for helping. Similar as it was your story. And I had a similar experience as you did. Like I was giving free sessions. People will call me and say, I don't have a money. I said like, this one is on me. It's okay. I'll help you. And I also had my wake up call when I helped a woman and she cried on the phone. She doesn't have a money, all kind of things. And the next day, I saw her bragging on social media that she has a new iPhone, the most expensive version of the iPhones. And I was thinking, like, it's not her fault, it's my fault. I don't value my work. And we have a saying in Austria, what costs nothing is nothing worth. And that's so true because when people don't understand, see your work, like worth in your work, why should they pay you? And it really starts with us. I remember when I started doing energy healing, I organized live events every single month and I would invite people. I invited my friends and family members to this. Most of them never came. And when I told them that, ticket costs so much money, oh my God, the next time they showed up and they bragged on social media how much ticket costs. And they won the ticket and all kind of things. Like, it's not really about the ticket, it's about the healing, but it's okay if. And the thing is, like, if we don't value our work, people will not value it too. So if we cannot help ourselves financially, how can we help our clients? There's abundance everywhere. And this is something that is so important for people to understand. People don't buy what they need, they buy what they want. And what I mean by that, we need to have a specific offer that is crystal clear for people about the benefits and results they're going to get. So they know exactly what they're going to get. We need to make this offer so irresistible for them, so it's going to be hard for them to say no. And you need to think about how you can package your knowledge, your expertise into this beautiful offer. So many people think they need to deliver everything by themselves, and that's not true. You can always hire somebody to come and support you in this work and give extra value. People will pay for speed and transformation. And that's really important that we say it as like you are saving your clients so much time by helping them do this work for them. Because you spent so many years doing it. You invested so much money to do all these courses and learn how to do it. And now you're helping your clients for a fraction of money what you spend. It's when you think about charging people for session, it's not even a fraction of what we paid. We paid much more for sessions, for courses and everything, and our own self-development journey. And if you're starting from scratch, or even if you have been doing this work for many, many years, but you still have a problem with selling, I would definitely recommend that you go and check your offer and start working on your money beliefs. So many people believe their clients do not have money. And the truth is, you need to ask yourself, is this what clients are telling us, or is this our limiting belief? Because very often we project limiting beliefs on our clients. We say people cannot afford, and that's why I will not charge that, or I will give them free session, or I will charge them lower price. And you never know how much money somebody has on their bank account. People don't walk around telling you how much money they have. People don't do that. And you never know how much access to money somebody has. I had clients who were unemployed and paid my high ticket offers. I had the clients who were retired who paid my full ticket, like high ticket offer. I had the clients in developing countries paying me fully for my services. So you never know how much money somebody has on their bank account. People don't walk around telling you. So don't make assumptions based on your money beliefs. Work on your money beliefs and start addressing the stories you're carrying that are stopping you from doing this work. And if you want to continue doing this work, you need to start charging money. And you need to be able to sustain this. If you want to do this full time, you need to start charging, because somebody needs to pay your rent, your phone bill. Somebody needs to pay that. If you want to do this as a hobby, and that's okay too, but it's not the same as running business. And that's something I really want to give to people. You need to help yourself before you help your clients, and you need to have sustainable business. And there's also something very, very important, like what I saw. If you don't charge people for money for this, they will spend that money on the habits that brought them in the situation they are currently in. So if you really want to help them, you need to start charging them. Otherwise, they will spend money on iPhones, they will spend money on trips, and then they will still complain about the life situation they have.
Honestly, this is so important, because that reality that we are observing is really based on what is within us. And sometimes we do need to come to a higher level of self-worth, understand that we are worthy, not in a sense that we feel like we're being egocentric, or because sometimes the world doesn't encourage you to think about yourself. Sometimes the world doesn't encourage you to really come to that place of accepting all that you are, all that we are, So it is so important for us to come to that place of worth, regardless of where we are coming from, regardless of where we're going. In this point in time, in this present time, I am who I am, and that is enough. This is a mantra that one of my mentors gave to me, Bashar. He said to me when I asked him a question, this is a very powerful mantra. I am who I am, and that is enough. Because that develops a sense of worth, and we can use whatever modalities are around us. If it's reading, if it's going on Nina's courses, it's so important for us to embody, accept those parts of us that are feeling of low worth and support those parts of us to become much more loved, to feel much more loved, to feel much more worth, because this is what will create the abundance in that reality, in the experiences we're having, that sense of worth. So I do really appreciate you, Nina, and how you have really explained the different levels and how we can really come to see the limiting beliefs around us, that we have embodied, how we can begin to let go of those assumptions that we all have, that will enable us to own a stronger self-worth. Because when you have self-worth, you will be able to walk away from the person that doesn't want to pay you, because you know it is not about them. It's really about those who are ready. Those who are ready will find us. Those who are ready will find you. So it's important for us to stay with audacity in that place of worth. So thank you, Nina, for explaining that, very, very clearly. Could you tell us what is healing millions? I love that, that phrase, healing millions. So how did you come about, or what made you, was it channeled? How did that come to you? And what is that brand for you?
Healing Millions was born from one of really difficult times in my life. As a healer, I've worked with many, many women around the world. And there was a period of my life when I started getting a lot of women who had a really, really traumatic life. And as a healer, I see what happened, I feel what happened, and I relive it with them in the moment when I connect with them and just get the memory and I see what happened. And I always say to people, like, if you believe your life is really, really bad, I always say to them, like, you didn't hear enough story. You didn't hear enough story, because when you hear so many stories from people all around the world, you will see like your life is not really bad. And I say this from, like, I'm somebody who grew up in a war, and I saw so much tragedy, so much killing and crazy things. I never thought that it could be worse, that people who live in peace could have even worse life, but they have. But they are not talking about that. So basically, there was a period of my life when I started working with a lot of women who had a lot of traumatic experiences. And for me as a healer, it was really intense to see what happened. And I would end session. Basically, when I stopped talking to my clients, I start crying because of all the pain, that comes. And I had to take a break from healing because it was very intense. I needed to heal myself from all these stories and all these experiences, because it really, really influenced me. But I never forgot those women. I never forgot. And I promised myself, if I cannot help them, I will find somebody who can help them. And this is how Healing Millions was born. I will empower healers who do this work so they can help those women, people around us, so we together can bring peace and healing to the world. And when I say peace, that has a very specific meaning to me, because I grew up in a war and know about horrible things. And I realized there will be no peace in the world until we heal what is out of alignment inside of us and find peace within us. And that's why I'm so passionate about this work, because if we really, really want to change humanity and everything what is happening right now in the world, we need to start from ourselves and start healing ourselves first, so we can help others heal. And that's why I have this beautiful brand called Healing Millions. It's really here to empower healers to do more good for the world and help them create amazing businesses that helps them, helps their clients, and helps humanity. I always say, like, my business is really not about me. It's about every single life I touch and change. It's about them. And Healing Millions is the movement I cannot do myself alone. I need you also to help me with this. And that's why the company is called Healing Millions. My book is called Healing Millions because I really wanted to help healers to help others. Because I would not be here talking to you without help of amazing healers I met throughout my life. They helped me become who I am. And I'm truly grateful for them. And my book is my thank you gift to them to really help them with their businesses, with their mindset. The first part of the book is really just reprogramming their mindset so they can see they can do this work. And then they get strategy. And this is why I'm so passionate about this work. And this is why the company is called Healing Millions, because it's not about me, it's about them.
Mm, I love that. I love that. So how do you work? I love healing millions. I just love the healing big millions, billions, that's the more the merrier. That's powerful, powerful. So tell us, Nina, how those who come to you, I know you have your podcast, I know you have your courses. Tell us all the things that you offer. The book and you've mentioned the book and the other things that you offer apart from the book.
Yeah, this amazing book is called Healing Millions. It's also available at Amazon. And it's really like the way how I build my business and how I help my healers build their businesses too. Building business with a purpose. And it's called Healing Millions, Heal, Earn, and Impact Millions by doing the work you love. I also have my podcast called Healing Millions, where you hear the stories from amazing people. This is the podcast dedicated just to healers to help them amplify their messages. And I also have my YouTube channel, Nina Maglic, where I show healers how to build businesses. I share my knowledge for free because I truly believe percentage of what I do, I give back to humanity. So people who cannot afford my services can watch something for free and gain some knowledge and experiences to do it themselves. And people who want to work with me, they can join my Healing Millions membership. It's a business mindset and healing membership. We do everything together. We have a monthly teams where we do things together as a community. And somebody told me today, we had our coaching call today, and somebody said to me, this is the first community where there's no competition, where we basically work together, support each other, give each other tips, and say, hey, you can do this, and let's do this together. I also have my Healing Millions Mastermind, where healers who have been doing this work for a certain period of time want to grow and scale the business. And we also have a done for you services for healers who want us to help them with the message, with the offer, and to help them do this work they love.
Mm,
And that's the best way to find me is on my website, ninamagic.com or healingmillions.com.
I love that. Thank you so much,
Thank
Nina.
you.
And you have any final words for us today before you go?
Yes, thank you so much for asking me that. I just want to say thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity to inspire people, to give them their hopes and dreams back. And we worked on such important topic like limiting beliefs about selling, doing this work, clarity, stepping into purpose. And thank you so much for smart questions. And thank you for the work you do because you're doing an amazing work with the podcast and with your book. Thank you for that. And everybody else who's watching and listening, I just have my message for you. Be brave, shine your light because the world needs that love and light inside of you more than ever. Thank you so much for being here today.
Fantastic. Thank you for being here as well. What a cherished conversation. Thank you so much. And want to thank our audience for joining us as always on Daily Soul Bites. Really, this is about how we continue to expand our individual consciousness and our collective consciousness. So connect with Nina Majlik on her website, on her podcast, as well as the book Healing Millions, a beautiful brand. And it's all about expansion, all about flowing in abundance. This is what we all deserve. This is what most of us have come to do. It's okay to want to explore the shadow or the lack. There's no right or wrong. But if you've come to explore abundance and to expand in consciousness, this is, the episode for you. This is about how we do that. So thank you for joining us today. And I invite you to subscribe to Daily Soul Bytes for more episodes. Every Wednesday we broadcast. And I look forward to seeing you on the very next episode of the Daily Soul Bytes Show. Bye-bye.